What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why ammo prices keep rising. If you're a gun owner, then you know in the last 2 years, ammo prices have been fluctuating like crazy. There is a lot of factors to these reasons, and we're going to break it down in this video why this is happening. Let's just start it off. My number one reason why ammo prices keep rising is inflation. Throughout all the money that was printed in 2020 through 2022, inflation has killed the buying power of the United States dollar. This means products like this, or any of these ammunition that you see on this table is going to cost more. Why? Because the buying power is less. All products that you see on shelves will rise during inflationary periods. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There is something called deflationary periods, but that's not what we're in right now. We gotta focus on what we have in front of us. And what we have in front of us is the worst inflation we've seen since the 1980s. Inflation is gonna continue to rip throughout the economy, and prices will feel the wrath of inflation. Everything will rise in price. Your best bet to combat inflation is to stock up on things now so you don't have to pay a higher price for them later. My second reason on why ammo prices keep rising is, of course, rising material costs. This goes hand in hand with inflation. You cannot have inflation without rising material costs or rising costs of everything, period. I put this second on my list even though it was very closely related to inflation because it breaks down different economical factors, such as how the price of copper has surged in the last 2 years to all-time highs. Also, how the quality of copper has diminished since 2005 over 30%. What does that mean? That means this copper right here is now harder to make pure, or harder to make it to what it is that we need to make it into ammunition. Not only is copper the only material rising in price, lead is also rising in price to all-time highs. Going hand in hand, lead and copper, some of the main materials, or actually two main materials used to make ammunition, is rising. We're not even talking about primers. Combined with bulk shipping costs and freight costs that have also increased by 400% since 2020. Like I said, I don't want to make this seem like the end of the world scenario or anything like that. There is inflation and deflation. These periods are cyclical. One day, ammo prices will continue to go down. Since 2020, ammo prices are significantly down. I don't want to make it seem like the end of the world is happening, because it's not true. Even though we have rising inflation, rising material costs, compare prices of ammunition to 2020 to 2022. I, from my own hands, have seen a significant decrease in ammunition price. This is good. This is the golden time to stock up. In the previous video, I described how the impact of no more Russian-made ammo would affect the ammunition markets here in the US. If you guys did not know, in 2020, Russia produced 750 million rounds of ammunition for the United States. Now that there is no more connections between the US and Russia, what is going to happen to the ammo prices of these calibers? This is why I'm personally stocking up on these exact cartridges. I just finished buying more Tula ammo from Palmetto State Armory that was 9mm. It was $13 for a round, 50 rounds. For 50 rounds, it was $13. I remember paying $50 for a 25 round box during the height of COVID. Please don't be ignorant. Buy ammo now, or it can cost you your life or your paycheck later. Now, legislation is a pretty big word to throw in there, but there is no denying that gun control legislation, or even The threat of it can have a big influence on prices of guns and ammo. These type of things put fear in the market. People love to buy off of fear. When do you see rising ammo prices? When do you see rising prices of guns? When do you see gun surge? When do you see the sales of firearms surge? In times where people are fearful. It's a cycle. Learn the cycle and prep for it. My fourth reason on why ammo prices keep rising is supply chain chokes. Even when raw materials are available, global supply chain problems have impacted ammo prices. Currently, the biggest problem is the lack of primers. A significant chunk of primers used by the US is manufactured in countries such as Italy and the Philippines. Both Italy and the Philippines have a shipping delay of around 4 to 5 months. What's going to happen in those 4 to 5 months? What is going to be the squeeze of that ammo price? How high will it squeeze because of these sort of shortages? Along with primers, lead and brass imported from Asia are seeing similar delays. Manufacturers are struggling to deal with the slow, unreliable transportation. This situation is made even worse by pandemic-related shutdowns, short staffing, and distribution problems. As you watch this video, there is an ongoing war. Men and women are dying at this very moment. Please, stock up on ammo. To demonstrate how severe these supply chain issues are, Vista Outdoors, who now owns Federal, Remington, and CCI, recently reported a 1-year backlog on ammunition orders totaling to $1 billion in sales. Now that's a whole lot of ammo. That's a whole lot of ammo that's going to be in short supply for consumers like us. Consumers who are using this ammunition to defend ourselves, to defend our family from anything that can happen. My fifth point on why ammo prices keep rising is new gun purchases. In 2020, the FBI reported a record-shattering 21 million background checks for firearm purchases, not even counting multiple gun purchases in that same transaction, or the offhand to private sellers. With an estimated 40% of those being first-time shooters, regardless, they need ammo. You cannot shoot a gun without no ammo. If 21 million background checks were performed in 2020, I can't imagine how many guns were sold in 2020 alone. Now, getting towards the end of this video, if you guys can mind the noise that's going on in the background, I want to end it off with this. If you're wondering what the future holds in terms of ammunition prices and availability, you're probably not going to like the answer, at least in the short term. Production of many raw materials has only started to pick up again to only get destroyed by the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the ongoing global supply chain meltdown. Not even to mention what is going on in Shanghai, but that's for a whole different point. Logistical problems and shipping delays continue to be a major problem, especially for imported goods. And so far, for ammo manufacturers, it doesn't seem like they're gonna escape the drought. While we're all starting to see the first evidence of light at the end of the tunnel, ammunition shortages are still here. They can still get worse. There is time to prepare right now. The time to prepare is right now. We see cheap ammo prices all across the board. Act now or be regretful later. If you enjoy the content that I deliver, please do not forget to leave a comment on your opinion and why or why not you like the video. Also, subscribe and hit the like button. It helps. Thank you guys so much for your time.